A lot of drama in a Houston courtroom today. That's where Terry Thompson is facing murder charges after the confrontation with a man outside a Denny's restaurant last year. Today, a couple of folks got kicked out of the courtroom. Matt Doherty is there. What happened here, Matt?
Yeah, well, it's a long story, Lynn. Ironically, prosecutors were the ones who called today's star witness for the defense. He testified that Hernandez threatened him only minutes before he encountered Terry Thompson. The parents and family members of John Hernandez filed into the courtroom for day 2 of the trial, filling nearly every pew to the right.
We just want to know the truth of what happened and figure out why he did this. Just want to know the truth.
Prosecutors continue to call witnesses, including a man whose testimony seemed to be perfect for the other side. 25-year-old Blake Wise testified he encountered Hernandez in the parking lot as he was leaving Denny's last year. He says Hernandez was extremely drunk and could hardly stand. He said Hernandez, quote, threw his hands in the air, asking me if you want to fight. I just stood there listening. When I went to get inside my truck, I heard him yell, "I've got a gun too." Told me that he had a .40 in his truck. Wise says he got into his truck and left, calling 911 from the road. That 911 call was played for the jury. Wise testified, quote, I had a bad feeling something was going to happen that night between that person and someone else. Minutes later, Thompson showed up.
We know that there's no motive for someone to kill someone else just for fighting.
As we said before, 2 people were kicked out of the courtroom today. The judge said one woman actually threatened a witness. Another man was caught taking a photo with his cell phone. We're live in downtown. Standing for Houston, Matt Doherty, KSU 11 News.